1 2 1 2 1 2. I don't hear myself at all. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2. I don't hear myself at all. 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Nope. 1 2. I can't hear anything. 1 2 1 2 1 2. So it's terrible. 1 2 1 2 1 2. Check 1. Well, it's hardly registering here. 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. 1 2 1 2 1 2. What's this? What is this? One two one two one two. Testing 1 2 3 4. Does that sound all right? All right.
Well, good evening and welcome to Edgar High School on an absolutely gorgeous fall night for a football Friday night. And the Edgar Wildcats taking on the Pittsville Panthers in this Merriwood Conference clash here tonight. I'm Tom King on Zaleski Sports. Thanks for joining us, and we want to welcome a new sponsor to the program as well. Studio C Hair and Tanning in Edgar is one of our sponsors tonight, our first half sponsor. And it's Edgar's very own hair and tanning salon. Studio C open for you Monday through Friday at 216 West Redwood Street. Call Studio C at 715-352-3830 to get updated specials on tanning packages and schedule your next cut, color, and perm. That's Studio C Hair and Tanning in Edgar, 715-352-3830. You can also see Studio C on Facebook for contact information. Well, on paper, this should be looked at probably as Edgar being heavily favored in this game. But when you look at what Pittsville has done this year, they were at least competitive against two of the better teams that we've seen this year. Colby, who handled Edgar a couple of weeks ago, beat Pittsville, but it was 21-6. And Wisconsin Rapids Assumption, who we saw in a game earlier this year and is very good, they only beat Pittsville by a score of 23-20. The Panthers do have a victory as well, topping Stevens Point Pacelli back on September 9th, 26-12. Edgar rebounded last week from their loss the previous week to Colby, and they hammered Abbotsford by a score of 40-7. The Wildcats come in with a record of 5-1. Pittsville is 1-5 coming into the matchup. Edgar ranked third this week in Division 7's football poll. Pittsville won the toss and deferred to the second half. But we are going to introduce the defensive squad for Edgar, despite them getting the football first here tonight. The Edgar line up front defensively includes sophomore Fletcher Weiland, senior Carver Higgins, senior Brady Stencil, and junior Brett Baumgardner. The linebackers, senior Justin Davis, sophomore Jace Applebeck, and junior Carter Bott. And also Colby Weisenberger, a junior. And the defensive backs for Edgar, sophomore Leighton Schuett, junior Tegan Strite, and senior Avery Normington for head coach Jerry Sins. For Pittsville, on offense, the quarterback is junior Jacob Hardinger. The running backs for the Panthers, Dylan Luther, a senior. And Luther is a guy that Edgar's going to have to be at least concerned with a bit. He's been their top running back. In fact, he had 160 yards on the ground in the win over Stevens Point Pacelli. Hardinger last week, as Pittsville passed the ball more against Colby, 8 of 23 for 125 yards. The other running backs for the Panthers, Marcus Getzinger, and the wide receivers for the Panthers, senior Evan Haley, senior Dylan Luther. The tight ends, they run a double tight end formation. It'll be senior Waylon Grimm and also junior Caden Schiller. And up front for the Panthers, freshman, to make that sophomore, Matthew Goodall, senior Easton Dawman, junior Kellen Getzinger, sophomore Trevor Frederick, and junior Bradley Nev. Our game is brought to you in part tonight by Heartland Farms, a fifth-generation potato and vegetable farm producing many varieties of chipping potatoes and currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. They're currently the cream of the crop in the potato farming business. You can learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm. We mentioned Edgar won last week, beating Abbotsford 40-7. That loss the previous week to Colby, 32-6, kind of an outlier for the Wildcats. They had 4 wins before that, topping Lakeland on opening night 35-7, shutting out Stratford 14-0, rolling over Stevens Point Pacelli 48-0, and beating Rosholt 42-0 back on September 9th. Pittsville's only victory, as we mentioned, against Stevens Point Pacelli. The losses to Augusta, Cadott, Wisconsin Rapids Assumption, Auburndale, and Colby. Auburndale and Colby go into tonight in first place in the Merriwood Conference. They are unbeaten going into tonight's action at 4-0. Edgar 3-1, Marathon and Abbotsford 2-2, and Pittsville 1-3 in the conference going into tonight's play. As you can see, Pittsville will be in white jerseys, purple pants, purple helmets, and purple numerals. Edgar wearing the green pants, gold jerseys, green numbers, and green helmets tonight. And we didn't mention, Pittsville is coached by Jeremy Dewar. We're going to take a listen to the national anthem now here at Edgar High School as we get set for this high school football matchup.
And now, to honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to stand and remove your hats as the DFW Post 10187 raises our flag as we play our national anthem.
Coaches and get set for the opening kickoff in tonight's game. As we mentioned, just an absolutely gorgeous night for football. A little bit cool, but nothing like last week. Last week it was cold and damp. This week it's cool, but it's nice. Few wispy clouds, but no hint of rain tonight, and this should be a good one. Just 2 weeks remaining in the regular season of high school football after tonight. And a couple of big games upcoming for Edgar. They go on the road to Auburndale next week and then finish up at home against old rival Marathon. So the Panthers wanted the football first. I think I mentioned that Pittsville had purple helmets. They actually have gold helmets to go along with their purple pants and purple numerals for the colors of the UWSP Pointers, who will be in action tomorrow. I believe the Pointers are on the road tomorrow, taking on River Falls in conference play. All right. The kick is a squib kick, and it's going to bounce. Did it go out of bounds? Are they going to say it went out of bounds? If not, Pittsville recovered the football. I think they're going to say it did go out of bounds, and it'll be Edgar football. But the Edgar player let it go, thinking it was going to go out of bounds, and it didn't right away anyway. And the Pittsville player alertly jumped on it there, and that could have been a disastrous start for the Wildcats. Instead, they will have the football. The official there said it did go out of bounds before the Pittsville player jumped on it. So Edgar will go on offense here with the quarterback Tegan Strite, who had a big game last week. And they will send 4 men into the formation as wide receivers. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Now they're going to talk about this, and I think they're going to change where the ball is because of a penalty here, as that ball went out of bounds. They've got the ball marked where it went out of bounds. So now the question is, did he touch it and recover it before he went out of bounds? They said no. They said it was Edgar football, so they're going to leave it right where it is, I think. Actually, no, they are going to move it. They're going to move it ahead on the penalty, and that'll move the ball all the way up. Wow, all the way up to the 48-yard line. So it'll be interesting to see what that penalty call was. A 15-yard penalty on that they moved the ball from where the ball went out of bounds to where it is and where Edgar will start. So great field position here for the Wildcats. They begin 1st and 10 from their own 48. Illegal touching is going to be the call against Pittsville. Running all the way down the far sideline, and another big gainer for Edgar, breaking a tackle and getting it down inside the 20-yard line. That's Jace Appleback, who took that pitch from Strite and went around the left side. He had a Pittsville player chasing him in the backfield, but he couldn't catch him, and the Panthers did not hold containment on the far side, and they get it all the way down to the 21-yard line. About 31 yards on that carry. Right out of the chute for Jace Appleback. And the Wildcats on the prowl here early. 1st and 10 from the Pittsville 21-yard line. Two receivers in the formation, split backfield, Strite under center. And they're going to hand it off and try the right side, and not much there. Flag flies in, probably going to be a hold. They gave it to Colby Weisenberger, and he gets dropped in the backfield. And looks like it's going to be a hold on that. It'll be holding against Edgar, and that'll back him up. So we'll repeat 1st down, and they'll back him up. The holding penalties, as we've talked about many times, just wreck a drive. I mean, they're just so onerous especially when they're marked from the point of where the foul was. And now it's all the way back to the 32-yard line, or it's going to be 1st and a whole bunch for the Wildcats.
Quick hitter, but did he drop the football? It's loose, and does Pittsville have it? They do. Carter Butt coughed that one up or got it stripped. I don't know if he ever got the handoff, and the Panthers come up with a recovered fumble at the 33-yard line. So after the Wildcats broke off a big play on the first play from scrimmage, a penalty, and then a fumble, and back Jacob Hardinger brings Pittsville to the line. And they're going to try a quick hitter inside, powering ahead. Somebody lost their helmet in that scrum. It's going to be positive yardage on the play for Marcus Getzinger. Picked up about 5. It's going to be 2nd down and 5 for the Panthers. Receivers left and right. Hardinger under center. They're going to try the right side this time. Getzinger's got 1st down yardage and more. He gets blasted out of bounds. I think Weisenberger on the tackle. Actually, no, on the stop was Keegan Hartway. Big hit, but not before Getzinger picked up a 1st down all the way out to the 47-yard line.
Pittsville have 1st and 10 at their own 47-yard line.
So 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Trying to take advantage of a fumble recovery here early in this one. 10:27 to play, 1st quarter, no score. First possession for Pittsville. Another quick hitter up the middle, another chunk of positive yardage. Dylan Luther on the carry that time, picked up about 6.
Gain of 6 on the play will bring up 2nd and 4.
2nd down and 4 for the Panthers. Two receivers in the formation again, left and right. Offset backfield behind Hardinger. And they're going to Try to pass this time across the middle. They've got a man. It's complete. Nope. Yeah, complete. First down yardage. I thought maybe the ball got stripped, but it did not. The catch was made at about the 35-yard line. Waylon Grimm on the catch.
Tackled by Tegan Strike. Gain 12 on the play.
12 on the pickup on the pass and catch from Hardinger and Grimm.
5-yard line.
Another first down, so Pittsville very efficiently moving the football here. First and 10 on the Edgar 35-yard line. Quick hitter off the right side. Not much there that time. Maybe a couple. That was Getzinger who was pushed back. Let's see where they give him forward progress. Inside the 35 to maybe the 34-yard line. Call it a pickup of 2 on the carry.
Gain 2 on the play will make it 2nd and 8.
Second down and 8 for the Panthers as they come to the line. Offset backfield. Edgar showing blitz. And here they come, and the tackle's made. The quarterback is dumped. Nobody blocked. Carter Butt, who came right through and sacked the quarterback, Hardinger, for a loss back to the 36-yard line. Edgar showed 2 men on the blitz that time, and Pittsville didn't have enough blockers up front, so Carter Butt wasn't even touched as he came through, and Hardinger took 2 steps and got dropped. So it's make that third down now and about 11 for Pittsville. And they'll operate out of the gun this time. Straight drop, blitz comes, they throw a pass, it's tipped, it's going to be incomplete. Once again, Edgar brought big pressure that time. Baumgartner was coming. A couple of other players were in there on the rush, and the pass was tipped and incomplete. And Pittsville's going to punt here from the Edgar 36-yard line. Try to pin Edgar deep. Carter Butt's going to drop back for the punt. Edgar's going to take a timeout. I don't think they expected Pittsville to punt in that situation, so they didn't have the right personnel on the field. So it's timeout on the field, 8:07 to play first quarter. Back in a moment, you're listening and watching Edgar Pittsville football on Zaleski Sports.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
At Express Employment Professionals, we place people from all walks of life in all kinds of jobs.
Hi, welcome to Express. Please sign in and have a seat.
Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks.
Tom King back here at Edgar, and now the Panthers are going to go for it here, changing their mind, going for it on 4th and 11. They want to pass. Hardinger back. He's got time. He wants to throw down the middle of the field. He's got a man. It's going to be intercepted by the Wildcats, and bringing it back the other way, and now a flag thrown behind the play. The interception made by Tegan Strite. They're going to get Carter Butt on a clip behind the play. I'm not sure that was. I think he was in front of that block. When he threw that block, he was in front of the player. Fans don't like that one. It's going to bring that return back, but it will be Edgar football on the interception by Strite on a 4th down play as Hardinger threw it into traffic, and Strite makes the interception.
Penalty indication is blocked in the back.
So the Wildcats will have the football for the second time tonight, deep in their own territory after the penalties marked off. Ball's going to be inside the 10-yard line, going to be marked at about the 6.
Start 1st and 10 at their own 7-yard line.
Edgar's first possession ended in a fumble. Let's see what they can do here deep in their own territory. Offset backfield, Strite under center. He wants to throw, rolls out, he's got a man, it's caught. And that's Butt, and he breaks a tackle, gets it out near the 15-yard line. That's going to be That's going to be
Tackled by Easton.
short of a first down. Going to be about a pickup of 8 on that, on the pass and catch.
Gain of 7 on the play is going to bring up second and
They gave him 7, second down and 3 here for the Wildcats on the completed pass from Strite to Carter Butt. Split backfield, man comes in motion. Strong side left. And they're going to hand it off there, and not much doing on the carry. Appleback the carry that time. He didn't need to get a whole lot, but he got enough for the first down. Picked up about 3 on that.
Goodall. Gain of 3 on the play. Puts the ball at Edgar.
First and 10, Wildcats.
Edgar, first down.
And the ball at the 18-yard line. Avery Normington splits out wide to the near side. Wing right as well. Strite. They're going to play action. He rolls out. He's got all the time he wants. Throws it downfield, and it's going to be incomplete. Normington tried to go up over the defender. That ball wobbled a little bit in the pass, and Pittsville had good coverage there. Evan Haley on the coverage. Normington tried to go over the top of him and tried to make the catch, but it's incomplete. And it'll be second down and 10 for the Wildcats. Edgar used those pass plays to good effect last week against Abbotsford. They got their wide receivers behind the defense a number of times in the win over Abbotsford. That time, though, Pittsville with good coverage. Second down and 10. They're going to pitch it this time and try to get Colby Weisenberger around the left side. Cuts it back and picked up a few, not much there. Got it across the 20 to about the 22 or 23. Maybe the, see where they mark it. Going to mark it at the 21, so only a pickup of 3 on that. And it's third down and 7 here for the Wildcats. 6:03 to play, first quarter, no score from Edgar tonight in this Merriwood Conference matchup on Zaleski Sports. Wide receiver to the left this time on the far side. Split backfield behind Strite again. Play action, and now they're going to get a penalty flag on the play. Let's see what they got. It's going to be encroachment against Pittsville, so the Wildcats get a free 5 yards. So instead of 3rd and 7, it's going to be 3rd and 2. So that might change the play call here. Ball's marked just across the 25-yard line. And they're going to hand it off to Butt up the middle. He's got first down yardage and more, powering across the 30 to about the 31. Pickup of about 3 or 4 on that, and that's enough for a first down.
Gain of 5 on the play. Puts the ball at Edgar's 31-yard line, and an Edgar first down.
Our game brought to you in part tonight by Fleet Farm. As you're doing your fall cleanup, get it all at Fleet Farm. Mowers and spreaders, grass seed and fertilizers. You can check out supplies for all your outside jobs like pressure washers and paint. Get everything you need in one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. First and 10, Wildcats. Strite under center. And he wants to throw. Play action. Now he rolls right. Being chased. Has time. Looks. Throws it downfield. He's got a man behind the defense. Incomplete. The coverage caught up. And now a flag is going to fly in. And they're going to get pass interference. Oh, Pittsville's not going to be happy with that call. I think they maybe are calling face guarding, if anything. Baumgartner was the intended target. Pittsville had a couple of defenders there. And the one defender went up, I think, with his back to the quarterback, and that's probably what they're going to get. So pass interference is the call against Pittsville on that one, and that'll be another first down here for the Wildcats as they mark off the penalty. Out across the 40, out across the 45 to the 46.
That'll put the ball at Edgar's 46-yard line, and an Edgar first down.
Strite's passes are a little bit getting a little too much air into those passes. They're floating a bit. least the last two have. Now we get an inside handoff and positive yardage and a big hit near midfield, pushing the running back back. That was Applebeck on the carry, I believe. Yeah, he got it out to about the 50. 4 really tough yards for Applebeck there.
Gain of 4 on the play. We'll bring up 2nd and 6.
2nd down and 6 for the Wildcats. 4:32 to play here in the first quarter. No score in this one so far. Edgar fumbled away their first possession. Pittsville could not take advantage of it. They marched it into Edgar territory, but then threw a pick on a 4th down play. Baumgartner goes in motion to the far side. Now we get a penalty flag flying. It's going to be an illegal procedure call against the Wildcats. Pre-snap penalty. And that'll back them up.
That'll now make it 2nd and 11.
Both of the family homes in the far end zone, the south end zone, have their campfires going tonight, their bonfires. Big crowds over there watching the game. On just an absolutely gorgeous night. 2nd down and 11. They pitch it the right side. They're going to try to get the corner now. Cutting it back. That's Butt. He breaks through, makes a cut, makes another cut, and he's off to the races. Down inside the 30, the 25, the 20. Carter Butt's going to go the distance. It's going to be a big 55-yard run for Carter Butt. And Edgar is on the board. Made a couple of nice cuts on that, and then turned on the Jets on the far side and outran everybody to the end zone. Carter Butt's got a nice combination of both power and speed, and once he gets in the open field, he can be hard to catch, plus he can break those tackles inside. That time he made a couple of nice cuts and left the defenders just reaching for air. So they'll line up to go for a 2-point conversion here. Edgar gets on the board first. 6-0. And they're going to pitch it and try a halfback option. They throw it back. They've got a man wide open. It's going to be Strite. He'll catch it. Butt threw it. Strite caught it for the 2-point conversion. So a little trickery from Jerry Sins and his coaching staff on the 2-point conversion. And it's 8-0 Edgar. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Edgar Pittsville football on Zaleski Sports.
Thank you for helping Abbey Bank become the most highly recommended community bank.
Thank you to all of our customers for helping us be successful.
Thank you for putting your trust in us.
Thank you for your loyalty.
Thank you for helping us support our communities.
We are grateful for customers like you.
Thank you to all of our customers. We hope to see you soon.
Grassland Dairy Products is your match for an exciting new career today. Go to grassland.com to see the opportunities waiting for you. Browse through careers like CDL truck driver, shipping and receiving, line tech, quality assurance, forklift, maintenance tech, inventory associates, and more. Great compensation, weekly pay, and zero premium company paid health, dental, and life. Apply now at grassland.com or in person at Grassland Dairy Products, Fairground Avenue, just south of Greenwood.
Tom King back here at Edgar High School as Harrison Gravine will kick off for the Wildcats after the long touchdown run by Carter Butt, 55 yards, and then the trickery on the 2-point conversion, a halfback option from Butt to Tegan Strite. And it's 8-0 Wildcats, 3:43 to play here in the first quarter. And the boot is away. High end over end kick going to be fielded at about the 13-yard line, out across the 20, and then about the 25, and that's all. Good coverage by the Wildcats. Ty Schnelly on the stop down there.
Brought down by Ty Schnelly.
And Pittsville will have it. 1st and 10 on their own 25-yard line.
Pittsville will start 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Panthers were able to move the football against Edgar with their first possession before stalling inside Edgar territory and then throwing a pick on a fourth down play. Let's see what they do here. Offset backfield behind the quarterback, Hardinger. They're going to pitch it and try the right side. This is Luther. Now he cuts it back, but he's going to be dropped for a loss. Chase Applebeck made the nice tackle, shoestring tackle in the backfield. Loss of 1 on the play. Call it second down and 11. And we're going to get a substitution. Limping off the field a bit is Leighton Schuett, the sophomore wide receiver playing defensive back. And he's going to limp off and test an ankle, it looks like. Second down and 11. High snap, inside handoff. Now they bounce it outside. Luther again, and now a flag flies in where you usually see a holding call. Picked up a couple of tough yards, Luther did, but I think there's going to be a holding call on Pittsville here. You're going to ask Edgar if they want to decline the penalty or not, or drive him back here.
Penalty indication is holding on Pittsville.
They'll mark it off and pin Pittsville deep. Nothing else. This is going to change field position if and when Pittsville is forced to punt. Ball's going to be marked back inside the 15-yard line at about the 13. Our game brought to you in part tonight by Nicolay Bank, offering personal banking that works for you. Locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Hardinger will operate out of the gun here. 3 receivers in the formation. Edgar showing blitz. They're going to hand it off instead, and it went nowhere. Edgar defensive line stayed home, or somebody filled a gap there. Luther got dropped. Call it no gain on the play, and maybe a loss of a couple.
Brought down by Brady Stenzel and Carver Higgins.
Stenzel and Higgins on the stop for Edgar. Ball marked at about the 10-yard line, and it's going to be third down in a long one here. Third down in, 23? See if Edgar wants to bring pressure again. They've got single coverage on all of the receivers. One safety is back deep. That's Strite. And Hardinger will operate out of the gun again. Weisenberger bouncing back and forth. He's going to stay in coverage. They're going to throw it deep. They've got a man. It's going to be caught in stride down the far sideline. Strite's going to make a tackle, but a beautiful pass by Hardinger that time. The receiver caught it in stride. Evan Haley made the catch. Wow, on a 3rd and 23, they picked up a bunch all the way into Edgar territory at the 40-yard line. 49 yards on that pass and catch. And that was just a beautiful tight spiral, and Haley caught it in stride. Strite from his safety spot made the tackle along the far sideline. 1st and 10 Pittsville at the 40-yard line of the Wildcats. Hardinger back under center. Edgar showing blitz again. They're going to hand it off, and nothing doing. Carter Butt read that one well again. I believe that's Butt that got in there. Butts jumped into that gap, and instead of grabbing the quarterback this time, he took down Luther, the running back, for a loss of 1. Second down and 11. Down to 1:09 to play here, first quarter. Edgar leading 8-0. Hardinger under center. Short drop. He wants to throw. Now he's going to be wrapped up, and he's going to be sacked back at about the 44-yard line. A host of yellow jerseys got in that time and dropped Hardinger for a loss of about 3.
Swarmed under by the entire Edgar defensive line. Loss of 3 on the play will bring up 3rd and 14.
3rd and 14. Well, we've seen Pittsville able to convert 3rd and long. This isn't nearly as long as the last one. See if they can get another play off here as the clock ticks down to 17 seconds. They come to the line. Hardinger out of the gun. 3 receivers in the formation. Straight drop. They picked up the blitz that time. Now there's going to be a holding penalty coming as Hardinger pulls it down and runs. He's going to be short of the first down, but that's coming back as the flag flew in. It looked like Pittsville had picked up the blitz, but one of the blockers got caught holding, and that'll wipe out that play. Hardinger took it and ran it down to the 35-yard line of Edgar, but they'll mark off that penalty, and that's going to be a big one. Going to be marked off all the way from about the 47-yard line.
Penalty indication is holding on Pittsville.
And that'll be marked back to the 45-yard line of Pittsville, and that'll be the end of the first quarter. 1 quarter in the books. Edgar leads it 8-0. You're watching Edgar Pittsville football on Zaleski Sports.
Winter's coming fast, which means it's time to hit the trails. Bill's Service Center has all things you need to stay warm and dry on the trails this winter. With a full selection of jackets, bibs, helmets, boots, casual wear. And don't forget that Bill's is your chainsaw safety gear headquarters. Bill's Service Center is your one-stop connection for all your cold weather riding gear.
Don't freeze your jingle bells off. Get your cold weather riding gear at Bill's Service Center. Bill's Service Center, where the adventure begins.
Edgar Family Restaurant is located just south of Highway 29 in Edgar and open 7 days a week from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack, drink, dessert, get it all at Edgar Family Restaurant. Homemade food to fill your belly and your soul. Daily specials including Friday fish fry, soup, salad, pies made from scratch, and a full menu of choices are yours at Edgar Family Restaurant. Give back to those who support our community. Give back and visit Edgar Family Restaurant for breakfast tomorrow, then stay for lunch and dinner too. Edgar Family Restaurant is a proud backer of Wildcats football.
Tom King back here at Edgar High School. Rachel Zaleski is our engineer tonight for this broadcast on Zaleski Sports. Edgar leading 8-0 as we get set to begin the second quarter of play.
3rd and 25.
Pittsville has the football facing a 3rd down and 25 at their own 45-yard line. Edgar has 3 safeties drop back deep here. They're not going to give up another long one if they can avoid it. Out of the gun, here comes the blitz again. It comes in free. Oh, they picked it up this time, but Hardinger is flushed out of the pocket. He's going to be run out of bounds, well short of the first down. Pretty good job of picking up the blitz that time before Hardinger got blasted back near the 40-yard line. He ran it across midfield, but well short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and long, and Pittsville will have to punt it away.
4th and 18. Waylon Grimm in punt formation. Deep to receive are Tegan Strite and Carter Butt.
Strite and Carter Butt will drop back to receive this punt. It's a low snap. They're able to get it away, though. Good punt. Strite's going to take it at about the 15-yard line. They hand it off to Butt, and he gets it along the sideline. He's got some running room, and now he cuts it back, and he is going to be gang tackled, still battling, and goes down finally across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. They set up that reverse on punt returns. That time, Pittsville had a couple of players that were there, but they couldn't make the stop. They couldn't wrap up Butt down inside the 15-yard line. He was able to bring it up along the near sideline and got all the way out to the 43. So a great punt return gives Edgar good field position here. First and 10 Wildcats from their own 43-yard line. Schuett's back in there. He splits out to the near side. Wing right comes in motion. That's Keegan Hardway. Now he lines up wing left. And they're going to play action again. Here comes the blitz, and Strite's going to go down. He lost his footing initially, was able to stay on his feet, but Pittsville brought pressure that time. And making the stop was, I believe, Grimm for Pittsville. And all the way back to about the 37-yard line. That's going to be a big loss of about 6 or 7 on that. Call it 6. It's going to be 2nd down and 16. Receivers left and right. Split backfield behind Tegan Strite, who's under center. Man in motion, they're going to pitch it. This is Weisenberger, tries the left side. Now he cuts it back. Spin move. Picked up positive yardage out across the 40 to about the 42.
Tackled by Braden Friday.
Picked up about 5 on that. Got it back nearly back to the initial line of scrimmage. Third down and 11. Weisenberger had to come off. His shoe came off. He's got to get that back on and tied. So Edgar subs in. Applebeck's in there now with Budd in the backfield. Strite. Play action. Here comes the rush. They set up a screen. They've got Carter Butt. 40-yard line. Cuts it back. And he gets another free run. And it's going to be a first down and more into Pittsville territory down inside the 35-yard line. Once again, he made a cut right near the first down marker, and that picked up another 12 or 13 yards on that pass and catch to Carter Butt on a nice screen pass. About 26.
Puts the ball at Pittsville's 32-yard line. And an Edgar.
First down for the Wildcats. Ball at the Pittsville 32-yard line now on the pass and catch. Wildcats back to the line. Pittsville showing blitz. They're going to hand it off and up the middle. Afflebeck. Now he busts it outside and is going to be knocked out of bounds and picks up another first down for the Wildcats down inside the 20-yard line. Picked up about 15 or 16 on that carry by Afflebeck.
First down.
54 yards on 4 carries unofficially for Jace Applebeck, including that big 31-yard carry on the first play of the game. Down under 9 minutes to play in the first half. Edgar on the move again. They lead at 8-0. Trips backfield behind Strite this time. They play action now, try the counter play, and busting it through and into the end zone. Colby Weisenberger for the touchdown. Big hole opened up by the left side of that Edgar offensive line, and Weisenberger went untouched. 16 yards for the score, and it's 14-0 Edgar pending the conversion. That was a nice fake on the Trips backfield. They faked the inside handoff to Budd, and they gave it to Weisenberger on the counter play, and there was a big hole for him right there, and he went right through it, untouched to the end zone. 16 yards, and a nice score for the Wildcats. They lead at 14-0, and they're going to try to kick this extra point. Harrison Gravine will line up to kick the extra point. Strite is the holder. Snap is good, kick is up, and the kick is good. 15-0, Edgar with the lead. 8:40 to play first half. You're watching Edgar Pittsville football on Zaleski Sports.
Pittsville 0.
When the last thing you need to happen does. One of our 16 mobile service trucks from Sherrill Tire and Service Center can keep you rolling and growing. Sherrill Tire and Service Center, your locally owned farm tire specialist.
Sherrill Tire and Service, keep growing and rolling with us.
Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
And we're back here at Edgar High School. No breeze tonight. It's cool, but it's crisp, and it's a nice fall night here for football. And the Wildcats on alumni night here are off to a good start. They lead at 15-0. Halftime here tonight, the Wildcats are going to recognize alumni players from 1972, 50 years ago, 1982, 1992, 2002, and 2012. Lots of alumni back tonight, and they are going to be recognized at halftime of the game here. Here's the kick, and it's a short, high end-over-end kick that's going to bounce and take it at about the 22-yard line. And then a nice tackle out across the 30.
Dawson, Luther on the return.
Luther on the return for the Panthers. Pittsville will have the football 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line.
Pittsville will begin 1st and 10 at their own 32.
They haven't been able to do much. They hit the one long pass on the 3rd and long play. But other than that, it's been pretty tough sledding here for the Pittsville offense. Edgar showing a nice mixture of rushes and blitzes. Panthers come to the line 1st and 10. Quarterback keeper straight up the middle and busts a tackle and then gets it outside, and then he's finally knocked down.
Jacob Hardinger's ball carrier.
Hardinger broke a couple of tackles there and tried to get it along the far sideline, got knocked down.
Tackled by Jace Affelbeck and Brett Baumgartner.
Baumgartner is in there. Normington, I think, was in there as well on that stop along the far side. He did pick up about 6 on that. 2nd down and about 4. Edgar showing blitz. Here they come. They bust through. This time they avoid the blitz, but not much there. Maybe a couple. Got it across the 40 to about the 41 or 42. Getzinger on the carry. Carter Butt, when he comes in on that blitz, times it almost perfectly every time.
Flag down on the play.
We've got a penalty flag down, though. Let's see what that's about. Looks like it might be against Pittsville. Actually, I take that back. It's going to be a face mask against the Wildcats. So they'll mark off that penalty. And the ball will be marked at the 47-yard line of Pittsville. It's a 1st down for the Panthers as they come to the line. Clock moving, 7:32 to play 1st half. Edgar leading 15-0. Receivers left and right. Hardinger is going to hand it off. Getzinger, and not much there. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. I don't think they're going to give him any more than that. Weisenberger in on the stop. Call it no gain on the play. It's going to be 2nd down and 10.
No gain on the play. Make it 2nd 10.
Whitetail Properties is one of our great sponsors here. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, just call Brian Roosh with Whitetail Properties, 715-213-4468. That's 715-213-4468. Receivers left and right, offset backfield. And now one of the Panthers jumped. Left tackle jumped the snap count. That'll mark him back. So it'll be 2nd and 15 for the Panthers.
Penalty indications false start on Pittsville. That'll now make it 2nd and 15.
Ball marked at the 42-yard line of Pittsville on their side of the football. Or their side of the 50. 2nd down and 15. 2 receivers in the formation once again. Hardinger under center. They're going to hand it off and try the right side, and once again going nowhere. Edgar swarms to the ball. 3 or 4 players on top of Dylan Luther, and he went nowhere. Slow to get up as well. So it's going to be 3rd down and long. Loss of 1 on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 16 now. Pittsville coming in just 1-5 on the season so far, but as we said, they were competitive against some pretty decent squads. Colby and Rapids Assumption, they lost those games, but were in them. They did get a win against Stevens Point Pacelli earlier this season. Out of the gun now, Hardinger, 3rd and long. Here comes the blitz, high snap, and Butt is going to nail, but he's able to get rid of the football and complete the pass, but it's going nowhere. Hardinger got rid of it just as Butt put a helmet into his midsection. He was able to get rid of the pass and completed it. Pickup of only, though, about 3 or 4 on that. It's going to be 4th down and 14, punting situation here for the So the Wildcats should get pretty good field position again here.
Carter Butt, deep to receive.
And Pittsville is going to have to take a timeout. They were running out of time, and they couldn't get the right personnel on the field either on a punt. So 4:46 to play here, first half, 15-0 Edgar. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching Edgar Pittsville football on Zaleski Sports.
Cropping Central, conveniently located between Edgar and Stratford on County Road N, 715-352-2843. Let Cropping Central take care of your field plans, yield mapping, crop scouting, and crop protection, including hail insurance. Cropping Central, 715-352-2843, and visit them on County Road N, west of Edgar.
First things first with Mid-State Technical College. Dual credit programs earn you college credit in high school. Then choose a path that suits you. Use your skills to start your career or transfer to a university to continue your degree. Choose a new career. Transition easily and quickly by upgrading your skills. Or continue your education with dozens of classes to get you on your path. No matter your stage of the game, your first move is Mid-State Technical College.
And we're back here at Edgar High School. Pittsville ready to punt the ball away. Snap is good, and the punt's away. It's another good one. It's going to be taken by Strito. It goes over his head. Now he picks it up on a bounce and then slips and falls down and rolls out of bounds at about the 29-yard line, maybe the 28.
Keegan straight on the return. Edgar is going to take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
So Strite, who just fielded that punt and slipped down hard, now has to go out there and run the offense. Edgar players, a lot of guys go both ways and play special teams as well. Strite's one of them. Quarterback, defensive back, returns punts and kicks. And he brings the Wildcats to the line. Offset backfield behind him. Receiver to the near side. Wing left as well. They're going to try the counter to Weisenberger. He cuts it back and is going to be dropped after a short gain. Got it across the 30 to about the 31. Pickup of maybe 3 or 4 on the carry.
Brought down by Braden Coop.
Give him 4 on that. 28 yards on 4 carries for Weisenberger now, including that 16-yard touchdown run. Second down and 6 for the Wildcats as we go down to 4 minutes to play in the first half. Split backfield, straight under center once again. Going to try the inside handoff to Butt this time. He powers forward across the 35 to about the 36. Going to be short of the first down. Or did they give him a first down on that? Well, they did. He got a great mark on that, it looked like. Going to be a first down for the Wildcats at about the 37-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup for Carter Butt.
Edgar's 37-yard line, and an Edgar first down.
First and 10 Wildcats from their own 37. They're going to pitch it this time, try to get Weisenberger around the left side, and he cuts it back going nowhere. Panthers read that one and drop Weisenberger. Maybe a loss. Let's see where they give him forward progress here. Call it no gain on the play.
No gain on the play will make it second and 10.
He lost his footing a little bit as well as he tried to make a cut. You know, we've had these cold overnights, and maybe that's making the field conditions a little bit slippery. Now they throw it out in the flat, and it's going to be incomplete. They tried to get it to Schuett out in the right flat and then have him try to make a move on the defensive back. The throw was at his feet, though, and it bounced. Third down now and 10. Strike 2 out of 4 through the air. Both of the completions tonight to Carter Butt. 2 catches for 40 yards for Butt. 2 receivers in the formation this time, left and right. Straight under center, 3rd and 10. Now they same play out in the flat. They catch it. Normington caught it and dropped it. They're going to call that incomplete. He fell on the football just in case, but it's incomplete. That time, Stride made sure the pass was high, and it was a little high, and Normington went up and caught it and went off his hands incomplete. 4th down and 10. A punting situation here for the Wildcats with 2:41 to play in the first half. Pittsville will have 2 of their timeouts remaining as well. Marcus Hainerfoos, the Edgar punter, will stand inside his own 25-yard line to punt this one away. Snap is good, and the boot's away. It's going to be falling at about the 38, and Pittsville will just let it roll dead inside the 30 at about the 27-yard line. That's where the Panthers will have the football. Our game is brought to you in part by Stone Innovations. Stone Innovations of Plover, here to serve you. Stone Innovations specializes in the fabrication, design, and installation of stone countertops. Stone Innovations Incorporated operates with the most advanced fabrication equipment in the industry. Visit stoneinnovations.net to begin your order. Pittsville's best runner tonight has been Marcus Getzinger, the senior. He's got 19 yards on 5 carries. They haven't been able to generate much. They've got 3 receivers in this formation. Edgar showing blitz again, and it's going to be Hardinger who runs the option. He keeps it, some open field, and he's going to get it out near first down yardage, and I think he got it. Picked up about 10, and he took a big hit at the end. It's going to be a first down, but we have another flag down on the play. Let's see what that's about. Pittsville thinks it's against them. They're going to mark him back. It's going to be a holding call against the Panthers, so that wipes out a nice run by Hardinger, first down run. This officiating crew looking for holding penalties very closely tonight. We have had a bunch of them. First and 16 now for the Panthers. 2 receivers wide to the right, 1 to the left. Strike drops back in deep safety coverage. They're going to hand it off inside, and not much there. Maybe got it up to the 25-yard line. Dylan Luther on the carry. Picked up about 3, it looks like. It's going to be second down at about 12. Clock moving down to 1:39 to play. Pittsville seems content to run this clock down. They're going to get the football to start the second half. They won the toss and deferred, so Pittsville will get first crack at the football in the second half. Hardinger will operate out of the gun here. He wants to throw straight drop. Blitz picked up. He throws it. He's going to be intercepted at the 40-yard line. Bringing it back the other way is Normington, and he's knocked out of bounds, and now Edgar's going to have a chance to get some points before halftime. Boy, ill-advised by Pittsville right there. It looked like they were just going to run the clock down, and they weren't taking any timeouts. Instead, they throw a pass, and Normington picks it off at about the 40-yard line and brought it all the way back down to about the well, that's going to be marked at about the 18.
Return is to Pittsville's 18-yard line, where Edgar will take over first and 10.
Second interception of the night for the Wildcats. Wildcats to the line, straight under center. Going to try a reverse around the left side. Can Weisenberger get now? Flag flies in, and Weisenberger's going to get the corner and pick up a few, but once again, 2 flags fly in that time. That'll be a holding call against the Wildcats. That'll come back, and all of a sudden, what looked like a very promising situation now with the holding penalty. It's going to be more difficult for the Wildcats with just 1:06 to play. They do have 2 timeouts remaining themselves.
Penalty indication is holding on Edgar.
Ball's going to be marked all the way back to near the 30-yard line.
That's going to make it 1st and 21.
First down and 21 for the Wildcats. They can get a first down inside the 10. And it's going to be a pass, but a good rush coming. Strite's trying to avoid it, being chased, and he'll just throw it away, throw it up. It's going to be caught by Hardway. Positive yardage out of that somehow.
Keegan Strite's pass complete to Keegan Hartway, brought down by Marcus Getzinger.
And it's going to be a, let's see where they mark that football. Going to mark it all the way down inside the 15 to about the 14-yard line. I think some time ran off the clock. The Edgar coaches were signaling up to the press box that the clock didn't stop when it should have. So let's see if they put some time back on the clock. That was once again Strite. You remember back earlier this season, Strite threw a pass backwards into the end zone on a 2-point conversion in one of the earlier games. That time, he was about one step from going out of bounds, and he just sort of threw it up, and Hartway caught it. And we get a timeout on the field called by the Wildcats. We'll take one as well. You're watching Edgar Pittsville football on Zaleski Sports.
Heartland Custom Homes is your local custom home builder for over 50 years right here in Plover. We are committed to making the process of constructing your dream home as engaging, efficient, and stress-free as possible. Our panelized construction is ideal for our central Wisconsin climate, and our expertise and workmanship give you the confidence to know that your home is in good hands. Stop in or schedule a meeting to talk about your vision and watch as your design takes shape before your eyes. You deserve the home of your dreams. Let Heartland Custom Homes bring yours to life.
Customize your next apparel order with Maida Custom Apparel of Stevens Point. Visit us today for custom baseball and softball apparel. Need help with a design? We have you covered. Our highly skilled staff will turn your idea into a reality with great quality screen printing. Or choose from a variety of embroidery options today. Visit us at our physical store or online at maidacustom.com.
Second down and 7 from the Pittsville 14-yard line. Trying to take advantage of a late interception thrown here. Strite's going to pitch it. They're going to try the left side. Carter Butt cuts it back. He's got a hole. Spins down inside the 5 to about the 4. That's going to be a first down for the Wildcats. First and goal from the 4. They've got plenty of time. 45 seconds remaining.
Ball at Pittsville's 4-yard line. And an Edgar first down and goal.
Strite under center. Now we get a whistle, and it's going to be a late timeout called by Pittsville.
Timeout, Pittsville.
We'll keep it right here. Heartland Farms, one of our great sponsors, a fifth-generation potato and vegetable farm, producing many varieties of chipping potatoes, currently farming 27,000 irrigated acres and growing. Currently the cream of the crop in the potato farming business. You can learn more at heartland.farm. That's heartland.farm. 2 regular season games remaining for the Edgar Wildcats after tonight. They play at Auburndale next week. Auburndale coming into tonight's action 4-0 in the conference. And then they finish up here at Edgar against Marathon on October 14th before heading into the playoffs. Pittsville will have Marathon next week before finishing up at home at Abbotsford. Edgar has 2 touchdowns on the board already tonight, a 55-yard run by Carter Butt, a 16-yard run by Colby Weisenberger, and now they are in position to add some points right before halftime. 29 seconds remaining in the first half. First and goal from the 4. And Strite brings them under center. They want to pass. Instead, it's going to be loose. That ball might be a fumble picked up by Pittsville, one of the linemen. He's going to run it ahead. The Edgar coaches want an incomplete pass, but I'm not sure that I saw anybody signal incomplete. I'm not quite sure why they were trying to pass in that situation anyway, but they did try to catch Pittsville by surprise. They're going to call that a fumble. And, of course, no replay at high school football, so it'll be a fumble. It'll be Pittsville football. Now they're talking about it. Let's see if they change it. Maybe they're just changing where they're going to mark the football, because one of the linemen for Pittsville hit Strite. The ball came out. Now it looked like he was about to attempt to pass. Now whether the ball was going forward or not at that point, hard for us to see up here. Edgar's coaches are still claiming that it was an incomplete pass. But the officials are not going to... they're still trying to talk about Edgar's going to line up and try to run a play here. Are they...
Edgar has a first down at Pittsville's 24-yard line.
So Edgar has the football. I'm not quite sure how this is possible. Strite's going to throw it up into the end zone. He's got a man. It's going to be, that's got to be a penalty flag. Yeah, face guarding there. That was an easy call. The Pittsville player in the end zone just went up with his arms and his back to the quarterback. We got to try to figure out at halftime how Edgar got that football back. And the ball was marked where the Pittsville player was tackled after he picked up the loose ball. So if it was an incomplete pass, the ball was marked in the wrong spot. And if it wasn't, then I'm not quite sure how Edgar got the ball back. Anyway, they did. They threw it into the end zone. It's going to be a pass interference penalty against Pittsville, and they'll mark that off now. Say wild last few seconds of the first half here. But Edgar still has a chance to put some points on the board.
After the penalty, it puts the ball at Pittsville's.
So what I'm being told now is Pittsville fumbled the football after they recovered the fumble, as the lineman was running it forward, and Edgar recovered it. That's what the call was. So that's how Edgar got the ball back. All right. Didn't see that second fumble. Now Carter Butt wants to throw the halfback option back of the end zone. It's going to be caught. Touchdown! Carter Butt on the halfback option to the back of the end zone.
Carter Butt's halfback option pass complete to Brett Baumgartner.
Brett Baumgartner, the tight end in the back of the end zone, caught that one on the halfback option. They ran that earlier this year as well, and Butt had a lot of time, and the Pittsville defense was trying to scramble back and get back to cover Baumgartner. They couldn't do it. So it's a touchdown pass from Carter Butt to Brett Baumgartner with 5.3 seconds remaining in the first half. And now Gravine will kick the extra point. And that one is no good. I don't know if somebody got a piece of that or Gravine just hit that one badly, but it's no good. And there's still 5.3 seconds remaining, and Edgar will kick the ball off here. Well, that was a wild last few seconds of that first half. So let me see if I can recap what happened there. Tegan Strite was dropping back to pass. He was hit. The ball came out. The Pittsville lineman picked it up and started running the other way, and then he was tackled and apparently fumbled at the end of that run, and Edgar recovered it. They then throw a pass in the end zone, get a pass interference call, and then Carter Butt on a halfback option to Baumgartner on the 12-yard pass. So I would imagine that sequence on our Zaleski Sports broadcast will be widely looked at tonight, tomorrow, and going forward. I'll have to go back and look at that to see what actually happened, because I didn't see the second fumble, but apparently it happened. So 5.3 seconds remaining, and Edgar will kick. And here's the boot. It's a squib kick. Hits one of the up men, and Pittsville was able to alertly fall on it. Gravine tried to nail that off one of the up men, and it did, but the man who the ball hit was able to recover and fall on it. And Pittsville will have to run one play here with 4.1 seconds to play here in the half, and we'll go to halftime. So Pittsville went for it on a 3rd and long when they could have run the clock out, basically, or run the clock down anyway, and they threw an interception. Avery Normington got the pick, and Edgar turned that into points, turned it into 6 points here at the end of the first half. Here comes another blitz. Hardinger's going to try to get away, and he's going to be sacked, and that's how the first half will come to an end. So the Edgar Wildcats using the blitz liberally here. It's been working here in this first half of football. Let's see if Pittsville will go into halftime and make any adjustments, or if they can. We're at halftime, and the Edgar Wildcats leading the Pittsville Panthers 21-0 here on Zaleski Sports.
Time now for the Jerry Sin Show, recorded at Edgar Family Restaurant in Edgar, and sponsored by Security Health Plan. Security Health Plan, promises kept, plain and simple. Visit securityhealth.org today.
Do the reverse and hand it off to Strite. He's going to try to go down the far right sideline. He's got running room, one man to beat, and going the distance on the punt return is Tegan Strite on the reverse.
Welcome to the Jerry Sin Show. I'm your host, Jason Zaleski, here at the Edgar Family Restaurant in Edgar, also sponsored by Security Health Plan, promises kept, plain and simple. Coach, we talked about a loss last week, so we get to talk about a win this week, and a conference win. And we talk about that all the time. Those conference wins are so important as you work towards the goal of a conference championship. You got some catch up to do. You'll probably need some help from somebody else, Abbotsford or Auburndale, but maybe, you just never know. But first, let's talk about your game at Abbotsford, 40-7. At the end of the first quarter, though, Abbotsford 7, Edgar 6. So maybe a slow start, maybe a little bit of a hangover from that homecoming game. What was your opinion of the first quarter?
Well, Abby, of course, has some big guys, and they have, a fast, shifty quarterback and a running back. So it always takes kids a little while to adapt to their style. You can try to tell them in practice, what it's going to be like. That they're, pretty much going to be, foot to foot almost, and they're just going to try to wave you over and run you over and with bodies, and then those little guys are going to be kind of hard to find back there. But until you do it for about a quarter, they don't necessarily believe it maybe 100%. I believe we turned the ball over our first possession, threw a pass into double coverage and got it picked off. So that was one of the things that took us back a little bit there too. But that was about the only thing that Tegan Strite did wrong all night. Other than that, he had a really good game. So yeah, we got things going then in the second quarter. Started out with a punt return by him of 75 yards and got us back on top, and then things went pretty well from there on.
Yeah, I'd imagine we'll talk about Tegan here a little bit more in depth in a minute, because you're right, he did statistically it looks pretty good, and watching the game it looked pretty good as well. Then after that, 34 unanswered points. So you guys, you did get things kind of figured out. Along the way, though, Abbotsford did outgain you on the ground by about 30 yards. We knew that Castillo and Fuentes were fast. Were they as fast on film as they were on the sidelines on Friday night?
Yeah, I think so. They're really shifty. Of course, they're not that big, but you still got to get a hold of them. And we, like I said, I thought overall we did a pretty good job defensively, keeping them contained fairly well. He's not a bad thrower either, and he did complete his first pass. And then after that, I think he was,
He was 0 for 7 after that.
0 for 7 or whatever. Yeah, so we did a pretty good job. We had to bring more guys up to contain the run than we wanted to. So, of course, that leaves the pass a little bit susceptible. But yeah, we adapted to it fairly well. We have to, of course, improve our own running game some, too, because it's not really at the point where we want it to be yet. But that's, it's kind of a work in progress yet,
Yeah, Carter able to find himself over the century mark by a yard, 101. But you're talking more about the offensive line and getting them put in the right direction.
We have to get a more fluid, running game going where we can develop some rhythm, and we haven't quite hit that yet.
You mentioned Tegan just a minute ago, so let's talk about him, and then we're going to talk a lot about the defense. I see some numbers, at least from this game, that kind of stand out in my mind, or kind of look like there may be more to know about it. But 241 yards passing, couple touchdowns to Leighton Schuett, another one to Brett Baumgartner. What was it about Friday night that allowed Tegan time in the pocket, time to find those receivers?
Well, some of their defensive linemen, of course, are very big guys, just like their offensive linemen are. So consequently, unless they bring linebackers or whatever, they don't get that instant pressure on the quarterback. And we kind of thought that going into the game, that, possibly you could drop back, step up in the pocket, make some throws. And if their rush was coming, it would probably be from the outside, their defensive ends. A little more athletic, faster guys, and it kind of worked out that way. I think in the secondary, they tend to play a lot of man-to-man. They played 3 deep, probably fairly often. A couple times we threw our pistol formation out there with 4 wide receivers. Well, if they don't adapt to it right away, one of them's probably going to be open, because it's difficult to cover 4 guys with 3 guys. And so we took advantage of that once or twice also.
And then lastly for Tegan, you set up a really nice punt return for him, your 3rd touchdown of the game, your 2nd of the 2nd quarter. Oftentimes when we see that nice wall and on a reverse like that, it's often to the bench side. The punt team, your opponent will often dictate which side you're going to run that to, but we see it a lot on that bench side. But the blocking was pretty perfect on that punt return, finished off by Brett Baumgartner on that final block too.
Yeah, the guys, we work on it every week, and Carter and Tegan, the 2 deep guys, being, first cousins guys that played with themselves, each other for years and years and years, and family get-togethers. They communicate really well. They're in the same grade. That's a big part of it, because we're yelling things when the punt's in the air. You might still be changing things because you don't know for sure where they're going to punt it to. So they have to be able to adapt on the fly to do what we want them to do, and they're pretty good at it. When we have guys back there that have worked together for 2 or 3 years, like we had Brewster and Gooden back there a couple of years ago, and they were good friends. And over the years, when we have guys that's back there that communicate well, then it's when it works well.
Yeah, and it worked really well, especially with that wall that was set up. Now, that had been a work in progress this season. We had seen that wall set up really nicely, but not able to get all the way to the distance. But this one was, you're able to finish it off. Yeah,
Tegan's got pretty good speed, and he has a pretty good feel as to when to cut back and so on, and he made a good return on that one.
You probably had to buy Mr. Baumgartner a cheeseburger after the game, too, for finishing off that last block. Defensively, Keegan Hartway, 8 tackles, and he calls a fumble. Tell us about Keegan's progress through the season.
Well, he actually changed positions. He was an outside linebacker. We thought we had 3 or 4 pretty good linebackers. We graduated just about all of our defensive backs a year ago. During 7-on-7 in the summer, he started playing some corner. So we thought we'd try him out at corner this year because he's a wrestler and he stays fairly thin. He only weighs about 160, but he's a pretty good hitter. And he's adapted to the corner position fairly well, and he comes up and tackles pretty well, but he's still able to pass defend pretty well also. So he's done a good job adapting to the secondary role. And our other corner is Avery Normington. He's another senior. And then Tegan and Leighton Schuett, are 2 basically quarterbacks, but Leighton plays wide receiver right now. They're the 2 guys that play safety. So overall, that secondary is kind of gelling, and they're playing a little better.
You mentioned Avery Normington, a handful of tackles on Friday night, and that interception that we talked about. Tell us about his play now as the season has went on.
Yeah, he's been tackling pretty good all year, and he's a wide receiver. He's fast. He's one of the fastest guys in our track team. We haven't really thrown him many balls. We hit him with a long one on Friday night, which he made a good catch because it was well covered, but he caught it right over the shoulder, and should have had 2 picks. He knows that. He had one that got jarred loose after he intercepted it, but if there were 2 receivers there, and he was looking at the one guy, and the other guy hit him from the back and knocked it out of there. But yeah, he's been playing well too.
Carter Butt led the team on Friday night in tackles with 10, had over 100 yards rushing. How do you make sure Carter has got enough juice to make it through every game?
Yeah, that's I was happy for the cooler weather. As were the kids. I heard a couple of offensive linemen say, "Coach, I didn't even get tired this game." and of course, I knew they were tired the first game. And so just having that temperature be, 50 instead of 75 and humid makes a big difference. We try to keep them hydrated, but I think from here on out now, I think it'll be a little easier on those guys maintaining their wind because we're not going to have any more hot games, I don't think.
It doesn't seem like it. This morning, we're filming on Wednesday. It was 27 by me. It was maybe 30 by Coach this morning. And I was observing on Friday at kickoff all around. We had 10 games that we were showing live. So we were looking at all of them, and all of them had sunlight for the first 10-15 minutes of the game, and then dark. Now that won't be the case. We're going to be all dark now going forward. The sun is setting now before 7 o'clock, and you've got Pittsville coming to town on Friday night. So with playing under darkness now for the rest of the season, and Pittsville brings kind of a dark defense to town. Tell us what you know about the Pittsville Panthers.
Well, I think Pittsville's a lot better than their record, might indicate. They played very well against Colby, 21-6 game. They seem to have some brothers, I assume, some Luthers and some Getzingers, several of them that are really top-notch players, both on offense and on defense. So, and they've always been a team that played hard. They'll attack you hard in defense, and then they'll come at you hard in offense. So, yeah, I think certainly, like I said before, I think they're considerably better than their record looks.
A team of Luthers, Getzingers, and Grimms.
Yeah,
and,
exactly.
They bring a version of a Grim Reaper type of defense. Did that surprise you, seeing Colby only able to put up 21? Pittsville and Pittsville scored a touchdown too.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that the game was that close and that competitive. And of course, when you watch it on film, it's no fluke. It was a good game. Pittsville battled hard the whole game, and so certainly it caught our kids' attention. And hey, guys, you better be ready to play because these guys are a pretty darn good team. Yeah,
because your kids had just seen what Colby had done to them, and now you get to see that kind of an outcome. Pittsville, you mentioned the record does not indicate what type of team they are. They had Assumption beat late in that game. They were only a few minutes left, and I bet Coach Dewar, if he could, he'd go back and call one or two plays differently at the end. But this is a dangerous team on alumni night. So how do you get your kids kind of focused on that? We're going to have all the past Edgar football celebrities on the field at halftime. But you talked about it a little bit, but tell us a little bit more about how to get your kids dialed in on a really dangerous team.
Well, the alumni night thing, of course, is very different than the homecoming because the alumni activities are all for the grads, and so our kids really don't have anything to do with that. They're kind of fired up to play in front of them because a lot of them have won state championships and things like that. The homecoming activities, they're involved in those, and that takes a little more of their concentration away. So I'm hoping that we're, maybe a little more focused than we were in homecoming. But you got to get those special events in there, and Friday night will be alumni night, which will be good. We're also going to have youth night, I believe, so the little kids will be out there probably at halftime or whatever, maybe some.
You say that the kids don't get involved in alumni night. That makes sense, but those are your former players out there. So do you get a chance to connect with those guys before, during, or after the game? Yeah, usually after the game we have a social and get together, and of course, everybody talks about how great they were, which is fun to listen to. Talk about themselves. Yeah. But it's always humorous and fun. Yeah, and of course they want to talk about the guys that are playing now too and how they think they're doing and so on. Sometimes in those type of reunion type of formats, you might have a special door prize for the guy that came the furthest away. Any ideas who that might be this year? No, I don't. I know the years that are being honored, like 72 for 50 years, and then 82 for 40 years, and 92. 92 is the state championship team that one of my sons played on, but I know he's not making it. He's in California, so he's not making it. He would win the prize, though, if he was there. Right. And then, of course, the 2002 team and the 2012 team. So it's,
yeah, it's a reunion for 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 years. So all those guys are honored now.
And we're back here at Edgar High School. We're at halftime. Both teams have returned to the field. We'll get set for action here in just a moment. Edgar leading 21-0, scoring a late touchdown there in the first half. Let's recap the scoring first in that first half. First quarter action, 3:43 to play. Edgar got on the board first with a 55-yard touchdown run by Carter Butt, who then threw a halfback option for the two-point conversion, and it was 8-0. The Wildcats added to it a 16-yard run by Colby Weisenberger with 8:40 to play in the first half. And Harrison Gravine added the kick to make it 15-0. And then Edgar took advantage of an ill-advised pass that Pittsville threw late in the first half. It was picked off, the second interception of the game for the Wildcats. Strite got the first one, and Normington got the big one at the end of the second half, which set Edgar up. And there was a wild sequence where both teams fumbled the football. Edgar was able to get the ball back and scored on a 12-yard halfback option pass again, this time Carter Butt to Brett Baumgartner. And the kick was no good, and that's where we stand here at halftime, 21-0. Pittsville, 113 yards of total offense unofficially, 48 rushing, 65 passing. And for Edgar, 275 yards of offense unofficially, 127 on the ground, led by Carter Butt with 75 yards. Jace Applebeck has 54 and 28 for Weisenberger. 40 Tanning and Edgar, 715-352-3830. You can also see Studio C on Facebook for contact information. All right, both teams are out, and Pittsville will have the football to begin the second half. They won the toss and deferred, so Edgar will kick it off here. Gravine will get set to kick to the Panthers, who have not been able to do much here tonight. And they've had opportunities, but they've thrown a couple of interceptions. Here's a short kick and a bounce at about the 20. Bobbled for a moment, then Luther will bring it ahead. 25 made a couple of men miss, gets it across the 30, and he's smothered there, and that's where Pittsville will start. 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line.
Tackled by Brett Baumgartner and Jace Affelbeck.
Jacob Hardinger, the junior quarterback for Pittsville. He's got 22 rushing yards net. He's also completed 4 passes, 4 out of 7 through the air. And he's under center here with a split backfield behind him. Receivers left and right. They're going to hand it off and try the right side. That's Luther. Cuts it back. Picks up positive yardage, but not much. Got it across the 35 to about the 36. Pickup of maybe 4 on the carry. Weisenberger and Stencil in on the stop for the Wildcats. 2nd down and 6. Same formation for the Panthers. They're going to hand it off. Quick hitter inside this time. That's Getzinger powering across the 40 to about the 41. Going to be short of the first down, but nice hard run by Marcus Getzinger up the middle and picked up. Maybe picked up 5 on that. Going to be 3rd down and 1. Under center, Hardinger again. Edgar showing blitz. Here they come, and that play is a quick hitter and a first down by the quarterback. He took advantage of the aggressiveness of the Edgar blitz that time and took it right up the middle, and the blitzer went right past him. Going to be at the 44-yard line and a first down for Pittsville. That's one time there where the aggressiveness of the defense worked in their disfavor as the blitzer ran right by the quarterback who just took the snap and went straight ahead. 1st and 10, Hardinger under center. They're going to blitz again. They're going to hand it off. Getzinger's going to try the left side now. A flag flies in on the back side, and that'll be coming back. Edgar's defense very aggressive tonight. They're bringing a blitz on almost every play from the linebacker spots. It's not that corner blitz that they used so effectively earlier in the season. It's more of a straight-ahead blitz with the linebackers filling gaps. That's going to be a holding call against Pittsville, and that'll back them up. All the way back to the 36-yard line.
After the penalty, it's going to make it 1st and 18.
1st down and 18 now for the Panthers. They've got 2 receivers split wide left, 1 to the near side. And it's Hardinger out of the gun this time. Going to hand it off, and that's going nowhere. The defender was in the backfield almost as the handoff was made. Affelbeck made the stop. Not a nice rush there. And they lose 2 on that. 2nd down and 20 now for the Panthers. They did complete a long first down pass over the top, or down the far sideline, that is, back earlier in the game. A 49-yard pass play on a 3rd and 23. Out of the gun this time, they run the option, and that's going nowhere. Luther thrown for another loss as the swarming Edgar defense came in. Stride was in there. Baumgartner was in there. Also, Carver Higgins was in there as well.
Loss of 2 on the play will make it 3rd and 22.
3rd down and 22. Pittsville going backwards here on their first possession of the second half. Edgar leading 21-0. Clock is moving, 8:23 to play in the third. Out of the gun once again. Edgar's probably going to bring pressure again. Here they come. Here comes the blitz. They pick it up this time. Hardinger rolls out. Now he's being pressured and just throws it away out of bounds. It'll be a fourth down. He had nowhere to go with it. Good coverage downfield plus pressure being brought up front. And Pittsville will have to punt it away here. Great defensive series that time by the Edgar Wildcats. As Pittsville, with the help of a penalty, went backwards. And now Edgar should get good field position. Strite and Carter Butt dropping back to receive this punt. The snap's a bit wobbly. They get it away. It's a nice, high, booming punt. Fair catch called for by Carter Butt. And he takes it inside the 35-yard line where Edgar will start.
Carter Butt makes the fair catch.
Our game is brought to you in part by Fleet Farm. As you're doing your fall cleanup, get all the gear you need from mowers and spreaders to grass seed and fertilizers, plus check out supplies for outside jobs like pressure washers and paint. Get everything you need in one stop. Get it all at Fleet Farm. So the Wildcats leading 21-0 will go back on the offensive attack. Normington splits out wide right. Split backfield behind Strite. They'll hand it off. Quick hitter inside. Big hole and breaking tackles. It's Carter Butt. Got it out across the 40 to about the 42.
Tackled by Easton Dobbin.
Pick up about 8 on that. It's going to be 2nd down and 2 for the Wildcats.
Gain of 8. It's going to make it 2nd and 2.
And you know, with a 21-0 lead in the second half, Edgar's just going to pound it at you on the ground as much as they can. And they've got those skilled running backs. Now they're going to pitch it, try to get Weisenberger around the left side. Good coverage, though, as Pittsville did a good job of stringing that out. And 3 tacklers were there to take Weisenberger out of bounds, but I think he got enough for the first down. He did. He didn't need much, only a couple. And he got it across the 45 to about the 46. So first down on the pitch to Weisenberger around the left side. And the Wildcats move the chains. Alumni night here at Edgar. They had a lot of the alumni back from past years. They even ran a play at halftime. And nobody pulled a hamstring. 1st and 10, inside handoff. This is Applebeck. Now a flag flies in behind the play. Boy, I'll tell you what, this crew is really watching for holding. I think it's the most holding penalties we've had called in a game this year so far against both teams. And that came from the referee behind the play. We also didn't mention before the game started, Edgar wearing their, I'm going to call them throwback jerseys. They're gold jerseys tonight. They're alternate jerseys, if you will. Normally they wear white and green, but they've got the gold ones on tonight, first time this year, as you can see. That penalty is going to move them all the way back to the 36-yard line. It's going to be 1st down and 20 from there. Shuett splits wide to the near side. Comes in motion now, and they're going to pitch it to Shuett. Try to get it around the right side. He's got some running room. Now breaks into the center of the field. Oh, makes a great cut, and I don't think anybody's going to catch him. He's going to go the distance, and Leighton Shuett will score on the long touchdown run. Wow. He made a couple of moves in the middle of the field that left the Pittsville defenders just grabbing at nothing. And Shuett goes the distance. 66-yard touchdown run for the sophomore. And they'll line up, I think, to kick the extra point here. Another big play by the Edgar offense. Shuett was the wide receiver. Man came in motion, and they threw a little pitch back to him, and he got it around the right side and then cut it back to the center of the field. And then the two safeties for Pittsville were there trying to make tackles, but Shewitt just put a couple of dekes on him, and there were no problems there. Here's the kick for the extra point by Gravine. It's up and it's good. And it's 28-0, 6:20 to play, third quarter. You're watching Edgar Pittsville football on Zaleski Sports.
For years, our Store Innovations customers told us they love our countertops, but only wanted to deal with one company for their entire kitchen project. Well, we've heard you. So now Store Innovations can give you a brand new kitchen with the same high-quality products, selection, expertise we've been giving you for years. And now we can give you that brand new kitchen in just 1 week. After sitting down with our designers, picking out cabinets, countertops, and flooring, it will only take us 1 week to install everything. Stone Innovations, new kitchens in just 1 week.
When buying or selling land, the biggest decision you make is choosing your representation. Whitetail Properties is the top real estate company for selling hunting land, recreational properties, and farms. Our nationwide network of sportsmen, farmers, and investors offers a great opportunity for you to capitalize on the true market value of your property. In central Wisconsin, Brian Roosh is your local land specialist and is ready to help you get started on all of your property needs.
Tom King back here at Edgar High School. 6:20 to play, third quarter. Wildcats extend the lead 28-0 on the long touchdown run by Leighton Shewitt, 66 yards. That was one of the better runs we've seen this year with the moves that Shewitt made to get free in the middle of the field. One for the highlight reel for the sophomore. Shewitt's dad was a high school quarterback, played for Wausau West back in the day. Here's the kick. It's going to be fielded at about the 13-yard line, out across the 15, the 20, 25, making players miss. Big return for Pittsville, and one man to beat now. Shewitt's got to try to make a tackle, and he will. A touchdown-saving tackle on the long return for Pittsville, all the way to the 30-yard line, 35-yard line of Edgar. On that return, I believe that was Dawson Luther on the return, and he made a couple of players miss up the middle of the field, and Leighton Shewitt not only scores the touchdown, he makes a touchdown-saving tackle right there on special teams. Pittsville has the football, 1st and 10 on the Edgar 35-yard line. They've only been in Edgar territory one other time, I think, tonight, and that ended up actually twice, and both ended up with interceptions. Now they're going to play action, and Hardinger's going to roll out. Pump fake, he's being chased, he gets rid of it, it's going to be incomplete. The intended receiver was Dylan Luther, and he heard footsteps coming. There were about 4 gold jerseys bearing down on Hardinger, and he tried to make things happen and tried to get it to Luther, and he ran a long way for an incomplete pass right there. Pass was a little bit behind Luther, but Luther could sense one of the Wildcats was ready to put a big hit on him. Not a little alligator arms there. 2nd down and 10. .6:01 to play in the third. Clock stopped now after the incomplete pass. Hardinger out of the gun this time. Man comes in motion, and they're going to hand it off inside. That's going nowhere. That didn't fool anybody. Luther on the carry. Baumgartner in on the stop.
Brought down by Brett Baumgartner.
Loss of 1 on that. And it'll be 3rd down and 11 now for Pittsville. So 3rd down and long here for the Panthers as they come to the line. Here comes the blitz again. Hardinger rolling out. They pick it up this time for a moment. Now he avoids pressure, gets rid of it. It's going to be caught, but it's going to be short of the 1st down, I believe. Let's see. It's going to be close. They're going to mark it short of the 1st down, but Hardinger made that pass happen. And it's going to be 4th down and maybe a yard and a half. They'll go for it here, obviously, at this point in the ball game, down 28-0, and in Edgar territory. And they come to the line. Inside handoff, Getzinger, he went nowhere. They're not going to get it. He is pushed backwards, and Edgar will take over on downs. Getzinger ran into a brick wall up the middle, and a number of Edgar players there. Preston Dalkey was in there. And it'll be a 1st and 10 for the Wildcats after the defensive stand on 4th and short. So the Wildcats have shown a very varied offense tonight. They have tried all kinds of different plays, including a couple of halfback options, one that worked for a touchdown pass, one that went for a 2-point conversion. They've pitched the ball. They've tried counter plays. Let's see what they do here. Leading 28-0, 4:33 to play in the third. Flag flies, and that may be either encroachment. It's going to be encroachment. Is that going to be against Edgar? No, they give it. Penalty is against Pittsville. Offside the call, so Edgar gets a free 5 here. Ball marked down to the 32-yard line. Edgar with a big game on the road next week against Auburndale before finishing at home here against Marathon the following week before heading to the playoffs. 1st down and 5. They're going to hand it off. That's Carter Butt bouncing it outside. He's going to get big yardage. 1st down and more. Down along the sidelines and knocked out of bounds near midfield.
Carter Butt, the ball carrier.
Big run for Carter Butt there. Picked up about, 18 on that. That'll take him over 100 yards unofficially.
Gain of 17 on the play. Puts the ball at Edgar's 49-yard line. And an Edgar 1st down.
I've got him for 110 yards on 6 carries now, unofficially. 1st and 10, Wildcats, ball just short of midfield at the 49-yard line. And they're going to hand it off up the middle again. Tried the left side of the line this time. Couple of tough yards. Cross midfield into Pittsville territory. Weisenberger on the carry. Picked up maybe 4 on that. Call it 2nd down and 6.
Gain of 4 on the play will make it 2nd and 6.
Clock rolling, 3:54 to play here in the third. Nicolay Bank, one of our great sponsors, offering personal banking that works for you. Locations in Stevens Point, Wausau, Colby, Medford, Edgar, and Merrill. Edgar comes to the line. Strite under center. Inside handoff again. This is Applebeck this time, and he gets a couple of tough ones. Down inside the 45 to about the 44. Going to be 3rd down about 3.
We'll bring up 3rd and 3.
They'll take as much time as they can, run that clock down. And they'll hand it off up the middle, and I'm not sure let's see. Second effort's going to get him the 1st down. I think that's Butt. Let's see. It is Carter Butt on the carry, and I think he got enough for the 1st down with the second effort. They're going to mark him just shy of the 40-yard line. That'll be enough for a 1st down.
3 on the play. Puts the ball at Pittsville's 41-yard line, and an Edgar 1st down.
1st down for the Wildcats. Weisenberger comes out. Applebeck comes back in, as does Avery Normington. Normington right splits out wide right. Wing right. This time the counter play to Applebeck. Breaking tackles and gets near another first down. I think he got another one. Good hard run by Applebeck that time. Picked up about 10. Actually, they're going to mark him just shy of the first down. Call it second down and... Actually, no. They gave him the first down, I believe. Yeah, they are going to move the chains. Took them a while to make that decision, but they will. 10 yards on the carry for Applebeck. So a very methodical drive for the Wildcats as they're using and keeping the ball on the ground as we expected. Run the clock. They're up big, 28-0. So we go down under 2 minutes to play in the third quarter. Pittsville showing blitz this time. Now they back off. Strite might be changing the play here. They're going to pitch it. They're going to try the counter play to Weisenberger. That went nowhere. The blitz came, and the Pittsville defender was standing in the backfield waiting for the handoff. As soon as Weisenberger got the ball, he got wrapped up and dropped for a loss of about 5 on that.
Loss of 5 on the play will make it 2nd and 15.
So 2nd down and 15. Under a minute to play here in the third. Clock continues to roll. They're going to pitch it to Weisenberger, try to get the left side. He's got blockers in front of him, but Pittsville once again did a great job of coming through and breaking that play up. Really good job by the Pittsville defense, led, I believe, by Jaeger Kistner, senior defender, and only picked up a couple on that. It's going to be 3rd down and 12. And I don't think they're going to run another play before the third quarter ends. And they won't. They're just walking over toward the sideline. So 3 quarters in the books, 28-0 Edgar. You're watching Edgar Pittsville football on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Rich, creamy, and fun. Point Craft Soda. Caffeine-free, made with 100% real sugar. From Stevens Point Brewery.
And we're back here at Edgar High School as we get set for the fourth quarter. Our second half sponsor is Studio C. Thanks to them, Studio C Hair and Tanning, Edgar's very own hair and tanning salon. Studio C open for you Monday through Friday at 216 West Redwood Street. Call Studio C at 715-352-3830 to get updated specials on tanning packages and schedule your next cut, color, and perm. That's Studio C Hair and Tanning in Edgar, 715-352-3830. You can also see Studio C on Facebook for contact information. So we get set for the final 12 minutes here. Edgar with the football facing a 3rd down and long, 3rd down and 12 in Pittsville territory at the 34-yard line. Schuett splits out wide right, wing right as well. Strite's going to play action. He's going to rush. They're going to get a hold on Edgar. He's going to throw it. It's going to be incomplete. But Pittsville brought the pressure that time, and one of the running backs, or one of the linemen, grabbed on to the Pittsville player as he ran by, trying to protect his quarterback Strite from getting clobbered. He did, but the flag gets thrown. Another holding penalty coming against Edgar. So holding the call. We may be nearing double figures in holding penalties tonight if you combine them between the two teams. Ball back now to the 50-yard line. I'm not saying they weren't all holding penalties. I think most of them were. I haven't seen any real questionable ones here, maybe one, but it's been a focus of this crew. They're going to call a holding, so you got to stop doing it. Straight under center, wants to throw. He's going to throw deep. Big spiral, and he's going to overthrow his intended receiver by about 6 or 7 yards. Double coverage out there on Schuett. And that time, Strite got a lot on that ball. It's going to be a 4th down and long and a punting situation here for the Wildcats. I would imagine they'll punt it here. Ball at the 50-yard line. They've got to get it all the way down to the 21 for a first down. So up 28-0, they can pin Pittsville deep and make them work to go the length of the field here. So Hinderfoos will drop back inside his own 40 to punt this one away. Snap's good, and it's a high wobbler. Going to drop and going to be downed at about the 26 or 27-yard line, and that's where Pittsville will have possession of the football. Whitetail Properties is one of our great sponsors. If you're looking for hunting or recreational property, call Brian Roosh, Whitetail Properties, 715-213-4468. That's 715-213-4468. So the Pittsville Panthers will take over, still looking for their first points of the game. The Edgar defense has been very stingy tonight. Harkening back to the early part of the season where the Edgar defense was virtually untouchable. They're showing blitz again. And here they come. They're going to try to run it around the right side on a sweep. They've got some running room and some positive yardage. The ball comes loose, taken away, and Edgar's got it back. Edgar's going to have the football on the fumble. Looks like that fumble might have been caused by Carver Higgins. I don't see who picked it up. Was it Dalkey? Preston Dalkey recovered the fumble. I think Higgins, Carver Higgins, forced the ball loose. And just like that, Edgar gets the ball back and in striking distance now at about the 22-yard line. Third turnover of the game on the Panthers. And this one's going to give the Wildcats a chance to put some more points on the board here with 11:25 to play in regulation. They hand it off. This is Carter Butt straight up the middle, breaking tackles, and now a shoestring tackle inside the 15 at about the 12. Easton Dahman got a hold of his ankle and pulled him down. 12 on the carry for Butt. 125 yards on the ground for Carter Butt, unofficially, on 8 carries. Strite under center. Oh, they hand it off to Applebeck, and he gets drilled almost immediately and dropped at the 10-yard line. He got nailed hard on that one.
Tackled by Dawson Luther. Gain of 2 on the play.
They gave him 2 on forward progress. 2 of the hardest yards tonight. Ball just inside the 10-yard line now. Clock moving, 10:42 to play. 2nd down and 8. They can get a first down at around the 2-yard line. Dawson Bornheimer is in, split out wide left here. New quarterback in for Edgar as well. They hand it off, and it's going nowhere, trying to get the right side. Applebeck the carry. Tucker Strite, the freshman quarterback, in the game now. They gave him forward progress of a yard there. 70 yards for Applebeck unofficially on 9 carries. So it's going to be 3rd down and about 7 for the Wildcats as they have some of the reserves in the game now. Kaysen Risto, a sophomore, is split out wide to the near side. Split backfield. They're going to hand it off, and that play is going nowhere. Wrapped up and dropped is Brock Maurer.
Brock Maurer, the ball carrier. Brought down by Matthew Goodell.
Loss of about 4 on that, maybe 5. Ball marked back to the 12-yard line. It's going to be 4th down and 11 here. They'll go for it. So Jerry Sins and the coaching staff called off the Dogs. No sense in adding another touchdown from the starters. He's got the reserves on the field here. After that fumble recovery, they pitch it, try the right side with blockers in front of him and getting it down just shy of the 1st down. Pittsville is going to take over on downs, but deep in their own territory. It'll be Pittsville football on the run there by Brock Maurer. He picked up some positive yardage, almost got it down to the 1st down, but came up just short. So the ball's going to be marked just inside the 3-yard line, and the Pittsville Panthers will have it 1st and 10 from there, taking over on downs. Hardinger's going to keep it himself, run right up the middle and give them a little breathing room. Got it out across the 5 to maybe the 6.
Tackled by Dylan Yonker and Justin Davis. Gain 3 on the play will make it 2nd and 7.
3 yards on the carry by Hardinger. Receiver split wide, left and right this time. Split backfield behind him. He's under center. And they'll try an inside handoff. Positive yardage out across the 10. Going to be short of the 1st down, though. Getzinger, I believe, on the carry. Indeed, it was.
Tackled by Brett Baumgartner and Dylan Yonker.
3rd down and a couple. Clock moves under 8 minutes to play here in the game. Hardinger, long snap count. They try a pitch, trying to get it around the right side. Now cutting it back, and that went nowhere. Boy, you only needed 2 yards, and you try a sweep around the right side, and that takes too long to develop. And with a defense like Edgar, even with some of the reserves in there, there's no way they were picking up a 1st down on that. Loss of 3 on the play. Going to be 4th down in a punting situation. Pittsville will have to punt out of their own end zone.
Loss of 3 on the play, making 4th and 5. Marcus Getzinger in punt formation.
So the Wildcats will get good field position here, you would think. The snaps a bit wobbly, nearly blocked. It's a line drive punt. It's going to take a Pittsville bounce in across the 50 and roll dead at about the 47-yard line, and that's where Edgar will take over. That's about the best that Pittsville could hope for right there. A line drive kick that was nearly blocked, and a pretty good kick, and rolled dead in Edgar territory, but still good field position at the 47-yard line. So the reserves on the field here for the Wildcats. Tucker Strite is the quarterback. Lucas Stanke, freshman, is in there. See that? And they're going to pitch it, try to get it around the right side. Maverick Butt on the carry, and he's going to be hit hard out of bounds. Got it in, across midfield into Edgar territory. The freshman Maverick Butt on the carry picked up maybe 5 on that.
5 on the play, he'll make it 2nd and 5.
Going to be 2nd down and 5. Dawson Bornheimer splits wide to the near side. Maverick Butts in the backfield along with Will Hackle. They're going to give it to Maverick Butt again. Try the left side. Now he cuts it back, and he is buried under 3 big white jerseys. 3 Pittsville players wrapped up Maverick Butt and dropped him there. And maybe got 1 on that. Call it 3rd down and 4. Inside handoff, quick hitter, and powering. The ball's loose. Pittsville will pick it up, and they may run it for a score. Pittsville is going to run it for a touchdown. There was no whistle, and that's going all the way the other way, or did they whistle it dead? Is that coming back? It looks like it is. Apparently there was a whistle and they're calling the runner down. Boy, I don't know if he was down, but they blew the whistle and that would kill the play. I'd have to see that again to see when the ball came out, but the ball was on the ground. The Pittsville lineman picked it up and ran it all the way down into the end zone, but it's coming back. So they're saying that the running back was down. So now they're talking about what the situation is here. They've got the ball marked at the 44-yard line of Pittsville. Now the referees should maybe give us a signal here as to what they're going to do with it. This is a very long discussion. Well, now they're going to explain to the Edgar coaches what they're going to call. So it's going to be Pittsville football, it looks like. They're going to say the fumble was recovered and the whistle blew. Boy,
they're going to take over 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
The ball was never covered on the ground. The ball was on the ground. The Pittsville player picked it up and just started running it back the other way. So the inadvertent whistle takes a touchdown off the board for the Panthers, but they do have the football. 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line of the Wildcats with 5:30 to play in the game. So the Panthers come to the line. They'll operate out of the gun. Man in motion. They're going to hand it off. It's Luther, and he's going nowhere. Going to be swarmed under. Loss of a yard on the play. Maybe they gave him line of scrimmage, no gain.
Tackled by Brady Stencil and Carver Higgins.
2nd down and 10. Well, they gave him 1, but I'm not sure he got to the 45-yard line, but they gave him the 45. Hardinger under center. They hand it off to Luther again. Breaking tackles. Oh, he got smothered. One of the Edgar Wildcats was hanging on to the jersey. That was Dylan Yonker. And then he got a couple of teammates that jumped in there as well. Going to be 3rd down. Pick up a 4 on the carry. 3rd down and 5 here as we go down to 4:25 to play in the game. Edgar leading 28-0. Pittsville with the football. And now the running back for Pittsville jumped the snap count. That'll be an illegal procedure call against the Panthers. That'll mark him back. Stone Innovations is one of our great sponsors. Stone Innovations of Plover, here to serve you, specializing in the fabrication, design, and installation of stone countertops. Stone Innovations Incorporated operates with the most advanced fabrication equipment in the industry. You can visit stoneinnovations.net to begin your order. We're going to be in Auburndale next week as the Wildcats will take on Auburndale. And also the final game of the regular season will be a home game against Marathon here back at Edgar the following week. Hand off to Luther. He's going to try the right side. Can he get the corner? He does. And he is going to pick up first down yardage. A good run and good blocking over there by Pittsville. And he gets first down yardage down near the 46-yard line.
Pittsville first and 10, and Edgar's 46-yard line.
So a first down for the Panthers at the Edgar 46. And they come to the line. Inside handoff this time. Breaking a couple of tackles, getting it down near the 40.
Marcus Getzinger, the ball carrier.
Getzinger, some hard yards there. Gets it down near the 40-yard line. Pick up about 6 on that.
Gain of 6 on the play, will make it 2nd and 4.
He's got 35 yards on the night on 9 carries. So Pittsville moving the ball a bit against the Edgar reserves here. 2:47 to play in the game. Luther again. This time it's going nowhere. And this time it was Preston Dalkey came in again and smothered that in the backfield.
Down behind the line of scrimmage by Preston Dalkey.
Loss of 3. Going to be 3rd down and about 6. Receivers left and right. Hardinger's going to play action. He's going to get rid of it just as he's sacked. It's going to be incomplete. He had to throw it before he wanted to.
Hardinger's pass intended for Dylan Luther falls incomplete with pressure from Lucas Stonkey. And that's going to now bring up 4th and 6.
Lucas Stonkey on the pressure. He came right through and was in Hardinger's face before he wanted to get rid of the football. So the pass was incomplete. 4th down and 6 now, and they'll go for it here. 28-0 Edgar. The outcome hasn't been in doubt for a while. Two receivers split wide left, one to the right. Hardinger out of the gun. Straight drop. They're setting up an inside screen. They've got it. Complete to Luther, and he's going to get a first down. Breaks a tackle, and then he's ripped down near about the 33-yard line, but it's going to be enough for a first down.
Hardinger's pass complete to Dylan Luther. Brought down by Will Hackle.
Will Hackle on the stop for Edgar, but a first down for the Panthers. But time running out here, minute 42 to play.
33-yard line.
It's gonna be a flea flicker, and they're going to throw it down the field. It's going to be caught. 50-50 ball there. Touchdown, Pittsville. They're going to say the Pittsville receiver caught the football. He was there. The defender was there. They both had their hands on it, and it's going to be a touchdown pass on a flea flicker.
Hardinger's pass complete to Evan Haley for a 33-yard touchdown.
Haley catches the touchdown pass. Hardinger handed the ball off, and then Luther pitched the ball back to Hardinger, and he threw it, and it was a 50-50 ball, and one of the defenders for the Wildcats, I think it was Will Hackle, was there, went up with the receiver, and they both came down with their hands on the football, but the officials say that the Pittsville player had more possession, I guess, and the touchdown is called, and the Panthers get on the board here. It's 28-6 with a minute 23 to play. 2-point conversion attempt, and Luther's going to take it into the end zone for the 2-point conversion. Oh, it's Getzinger, excuse me. Getzinger on the 2-point conversion.
Getzinger with a 2-point conversion run, making the score Edgar 28, Pittsville 8.
So, a minute 23 to play, 28-8. You're watching Edgar Pittsville football on Zaleski Sports.
At Express Employment Professionals, we place people from all walks of life in all kinds of jobs.
Hi, welcome to Express. Please sign in and have a seat.
Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks. Great, thanks.
For years, our Store Innovations customers told us they love our countertops, but only wanted to deal with one company for their entire kitchen project. Well, we've heard you. So now Store Innovations can give you a brand new kitchen with the same high quality products, selection, expertise we've been giving you for years. And now we can give you that brand new kitchen in just 1 week. After sitting down with our designers, picking out cabinets, countertops, and flooring, it will only take us 1 week to install everything. Store Innovations, new kitchens in just 1 week.
And the kickoff picked up at about the 25-yard line. Carter Butt's going to bring it ahead. And across the 40.
Carter Butt on the return.
And that's where Edgar will finish up this game with the football. A minute 14 to play, 28-8. Edgar with the lead as Pittsville gets on the board late with that long touchdown pass from Hardinger to Haley. And Tucker Strite, the freshman, will come out to set up the offense here. Kaysen Risto splits out wide right. And they're going to do a quick hitter up the middle. Not much there. Ball's loose! And Edgar's able to fall on it. They're going to say he was down, though, I believe. One of the Wildcats fell on it. Ball's at the 45-yard line. Clock will keep moving. We're under a minute to play in the game. So one or maybe two more plays, and that'll do it here. Wildcats to the line. Another quick hitter up the middle. Not much there. Maybe, they picked up maybe 3 on that. Brock Maurer on the carry there. And that is going to do it. They don't have to run another play, and Edgar gets the victory here tonight over the Pittsville Panthers. The final score, 28-8. We recap the scoring quickly. A 55-yard run by Carter Butt got the scoring underway, 3:43 mark of the first quarter, and they scored a 2-point conversion on the on the halfback option. It was 8-0. Wildcats added on another touchdown, a 16-yard run by Colby Weisenberger. Gravine's kick made it 15-0 at the 8:40 mark of the second, and then just before the first half ended, 5.3 seconds remaining, a 12-yard pass on the halfback option from Carter Butt to Baumgartner, the tight end. The kick was no good, 21-0 at halftime. Edgar added another touchdown in the third, a 66-yard run by Leighton Schuett. The kick was good, 28-0, and then Pittsville scores late in this one, a minute 23 to play, a 33-yard pass from their quarterback, Hardinger, to the wide receiver, Evan Haley, and that's where we finish up 28-8. The Nasonville Dairy postgame show is coming up next. Nasonville Dairy with fresh cheese curds made daily. Get your cheese curds at Nasonville Dairy in Marshfield, Curtis, or NasonvilleDairy.com. I'm going to head down to the field, talk with Coach Jerry Sins. We'll try to get Carter Butt on with us as well in the houses, and we'll do that in just a bit. Final score once again, it's Edgar 28 and Pittsville 8. You're watching Edgar Pittsville football on Zaleski Sports.
Nasonville Dairy, family owned and operated, bringing you fresh cheese curds made daily, along with many other varieties of Wisconsin-made cheeses and treats. Don't forget to check out our cheese and sausage trays for your upcoming parties and cheese and sausage gift packages for the holiday season or any other special occasion. Nasonville Dairy, located just southwest of Marshfield on US Highway 10, NasonvilleDairy.com.
All right, so we're here with Kim Hyman. Kim, Nasonville Dairy, 125 years in the making. Tell us about that.
You know, it's fantastic. It was the first plant built in Wood County back in 1885. Sal Nason and his family came here, and they started a small dairy plant. Eventually that plant burnt down, but then they rebuilt onto this same facility, and our family moved here in the late 60s in 1968 and took it over from there, and it's been just a fantastic growth. Great community, great people we have working for us. Oh, it's an open market. It's huge. You know, the opportunity for the diversity in the cheese industry is fantastic, and you have to be that way in order to sell a lot of product. And so we've got a great group of people working on the research and development side for us. So it's been really fortunate for us. Oh, right. We have 185 farm families that market their milk through us here at Nasonville Dairy. And we are so lucky we have like the best dairy farms in not only in central Wisconsin, but in the United States, marketing milk through us. So we're just really fortunate on that side.
Actually, we started in 1968. Our father brought us here from another cheese plant in Wisconsin. We had come from the cheese business. We've always been in the business. We had moved around the state in different parts. He brought us here about that time. The plant ran 7,500 pounds of milk at that time, and now runs about 1.5 million a day. So. We originally started out with making cheddar, and now we make cheddar, Colby, Monterey, Farmers Cheese, Pizza Cheese, Quesa Blanca, Quesa de Friar, Seco, Parma, Romano, Asiago, Fontina, Feta Caseri, Caflateri, Cafla Graviera, as well as making some Gouda Edam and a little bit of Munster on occasion.
They get you for a minute? All right, we're here at the Nasonville Dairy postgame show with Edgar head coach Jerry Sins. Well, I want to talk about the variety of running backs you can use in this offense because you used everybody tonight, and they all did something.
Yeah, we wanted some other guys to get going, take a little pressure off Carter and so on. And so I was happy that Colby Weisenberger, I thought, and Jay Saffelbeck ran better tonight. We ran a couple other guys in there, 2 or 3 verses and stuff, just to try to keep guys healthy and get some other things going late in the season here.
Did you see the moves that Shewitt made in the middle of the field to free himself for that touchdown run? That's going to look great on film.
Yeah, he's a very athletic kid, and we've been thinking about letting him run some of those, and so we thought, well, what the heck, we'll try one tonight, and he may get a few more as the year goes on.
Defensively, you used a lot of pressure. It looked like you brought pressure on almost not every play, but a lot of plays, and it seemed like those guys were in the backfield just causing all kinds of disruptions.
Yeah, the quarterback's, he's got a pretty good arm, and that one pass he threw was a perfect one, dropped right in there. His coverage wasn't even that bad, so we knew we had to keep some pressure on him, and he actually ran the ball pretty well tonight, too, I thought, to our quarterback, so we needed that pressure.
Well, it sets up a big matchup with Auburndale next week. Good luck with that one.
Thank you very much. We're looking forward.
That's Edgar head coach Jerry Sins. We're going to try to get Carter Butt in here if we can, but apparently they're taking a picture with the young flag football players here. All right, I guess we'll try to get him in a little bit, but that's going to wrap things up for now. Thanks to Rachel Zaleski, our engineer tonight, and thank you for watching. And your final score, once again, it was Edgar 28. And Pittsville 8. I'm Tom King, and you've been watching Pittsville Edgar football on Zaleski Sports.